Yo ho ho! So today I'm going to do my top 5 worst books of 2015. So 2015 was a pretty good reading year for me. I read a lot of really good books, but I did read some that were not so good. So anyway, let's get into it. Coming in at number 5 is Saga Volume 4 by Brian K. Vaughan. The main reason why I dislike this book is because I detested Alana's character development. I couldn't stand her in this. I mean, I've always thought she's a bit overbearing, but Jesus Christ, if she was a real person, I would have punched her in the face. And then we have Marco's character, who in the second volume, he was killing people left and right and defending his family, and now, yeah, he's the homemaker, and you know, that's fine, but he's just become so passive that I can't really even remember much about what he was up to in this volume. I also found volume 4 kind of repetitive. It is kind of same old really now. I don't think I'll continue reading Saga. I really liked the first volume. I liked the second volume too. Volume 3 was like, yeah, it was okay, and just volume 4 was just, no. I gave it 2 stars on Goodreads. Coming in at number 4 is In the Miso Soup by Raimi Murakami. I really wanted to love this book. I thought the murders were great. I love a bit of torture. You know, it had all the kind of characteristics of a book that I would like, but it just fell short and it fell flat because the pacing was just completely off. It felt like it was trying too hard, and I was really disappointed with it because I liked Audition. Now, I gave Audition 3 stars, so it's 1 more star than this got, but I felt the pacing was quite good, even though, like, I wanted a little more. It was just disappointing, and I had a few people kind of build it up to me being like, oh, you're gonna love it, and I was just disappointed. So I gave this 2 stars on Goodreads. Coming in at number 3 is Girl in a Band by Kim Gordon. Now, this is another book that I was just really disappointed with. I was so looking forward to reading it, and I was so excited when I heard she was coming out with a book. And then I read it. Okay, so there was a lot of shit talking. She did a lot of shit talking in it, to the point where now the new editions have been re-edited to cut certain passages out of it because she was just shit talking that many people. I just thought it was unnecessary, and it, you know, didn't make her look great. I wished she would have written this book either 10 years before or 10 years in the future, where she's not so angry about her marriage breaking up. A lot of art comes from a bad place, and it comes from sadness, and it comes from anger. Some of the best art in the world. So, like, it can be done well, but it's just Kim Gordon comes off so much like a woman scorned. The music part of her life, which I thought it would focus on since it's called Girl in a Band, was kind of skimmed over, and it really just was kind of like, when can I start bitching about Thurston and him ruining our marriage and talk about his affair and the mistress and stuff. It was just really disappointing. So yeah, so 2 stars out of 5 for me. Coming in at number 2, it shouldn't really be much of a surprise to anyone, is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Now, I didn't like this book, really, at all. So much so that I did a review on it, explaining why I didn't like it. First of all, I feel like it was really overhyped, and it definitely feels like it was written for a younger audience, except it's got a load of references to things that the current teenagers of the world wouldn't really get. I really didn't like the lead character, Wade. He just came off to me as the typical internet asshole. I really liked Artemis's character until she was stripped of her internet persona and we see the real her, a girl who needs a man's validation in order for her to feel beautiful. I thought that sucked. I really thought that sucked. There's an LGBTQ character in there that was just touched on. It was just stated that that character is gay. It's just thrown in there for the sake of being thrown in there, I felt. Overall, I thought it was just really overhyped and just not my cup of tea, so I gave it 2 stars, and that was me kind of being generous with it. I really probably was like a 1. Then coming in at number 1 is Generation X by Douglas Copeland. Now, this book made no impression on me whatsoever. When I finished reading it, my exact thought was, what was the point? And that's not me trying to be nasty or anything, but I just felt like it was a book that was trying so hard to be something that it's not, and nothing happens in it, nothing interesting. It was just, I might as well have read a book with blank pages, because still, even though I read a synopsis about it before making this video, it rang a bell, but nothing came from it. It's basically about a load of privileged teenagers who decide to chuck in their lives and go off and live in the desert and tell stories that aren't actually interesting. It just felt pointless to me. I didn't like it. 1 star, my only 1-star book of last year. That's my top 5 worst books of 2015. Let me know what the worst book you read last year was, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you soon. Goodbye.